Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Man, Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. I'm sitting right here inside Twin Peaks. Thank you very much. 29.7, Patrick. We got to cool it off a little bit. And you're a pretty cool dude. You need to get here and cool this beer down a little bit, my man. How you doing? Uh-oh, don't hear Patrick. We'll get Patrick fired up here. But we like to serve it at 29 degrees, one of the many things they are known for here at Twin Peaks. Terry Norvelle sitting at the on the floor here in Twin Peaks. Happy hour is underway. Brent Beard is on the way. Patrick Young, I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's driving a race car right now, Patrick. What are you doing? In a NASCAR?
I'm driving a race car.
Hey, buddy, go ahead.
Can you hear me
Still
now?
don't hear you, Pat. Still don't hear you. We'll try and get you dialed up here in a moment. And I know you got great stuff to say, man. You always have good stuff to say. And we got to hear you, Pat. We got to hear you on a Wednesday. A lot to get to today. College football news and notes. Brent Beard will be loaded with that. More injury news. It's just the way it is with the NFL camps and the college camps. Just injuries. Bad deal out of the Texas Longhorns camp. Their star running back, C.J. Baxter, looks like he's out for the year. And, man, they suffered a tough, ugly injury last year at the running back position. Jonathan Brooks, who I thought was as good as anybody in the country, last year. Jonathan Brooks went down for the season. Tough break for the Texas Longhorns. We'll talk to Dr. Aaron Bates about 5 o'clock today about a number of running back injuries, including Montreal Johnson at Florida. I'm hoping Dr. Bates will read between the lines and some of these words. They don't sound bad to the layman ear. As we'll try and see if we got Patrick fired back up here.
Terry.
We'll talk to Dr. Bates about a couple of running back injuries. Montreal Johnson and now C.J. Baxter. Injuries are part of it, man. Unfortunately, same thing is going on in the NFL. Still don't hear you, buddy. Still don't hear you. I don't know what's wrong, man. Number one, don't do it while you're driving. Be careful. But hopefully it's on Zach's end and we can fix it up here.
What about now?
Fun having a conversation with a guy you can't hear.
What about now?
Can't hear. Nope, we don't hear anything, Patrick. Talk louder. Scream louder. Sign language. No, you're driving. If you're driving, don't do sign language. Well, I'm going to kind of set the show today, and we'll try and get Patrick's audio. We're live at Twin Peaks. Feel free to involve yourself in our show. You see, we've got the chat box always open. No matter how you're consuming our show, feel free to drop us a line, question, comment, thought. We love to hear from you folks. College football news and notes. Sports medicine a little bit later, 5 o'clock. Dr. Aaron Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Major League Baseball news and notes, a lot of stuff, including the Braves. All of a sudden, the Braves are going the wrong way now. They're down. They've lost 3 in a row, and the Braves are only a half game up in the wild card situation. They haven't been that low in the 3-team wild card standings in a long time. We've got some. I want to remind everybody about the big anniversary coming up on Monday. We will be doing the show live from Gainesville at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Big party. I've got 3 tickets left, I think. If you want to go and you want to sit at the cool kids table, of course, that's our table, you need to get in touch with me quickly. It is a fun deal. You'll get an autographed book from Patrick. You'll sit at one of our 2 tables that we have. You'll meet Coach Spurrier. Selfies are included and encouraged. And no telling how many Gators will be there, past, present, future. A lot of them will be there. So reach out to me on any of our platforms. I'll get back with you. I think we have 3 left. We bought 2 full tables, and we're almost sold smack dab out of those. So Olympics still going on. Man, it's weird seeing that the boxing is not a big deal in the Olympics. I wonder, is that the MMA situation with boxing not being big anymore? Remember how big boxing used to be? Man, it would be the United States team, and we would know the entire team, and there would always be somebody maybe the Cubans or the Russians would have good boxers, and you would know who was who. Pat, I don't know if we're trying to get Patrick dialed up. I don't know if you remember those days. You remember those days when boxing was a huge sport in the Olympics? It's not anymore.
Can you hear me now?
Brent Beard, and I'm gonna ask Brent to make sure you scoot over where we can see you. And Patrick's shy today. He didn't want to. Hey, are you 2 or 3? Say 1, 2.
1, 2, 1, 2.
How you doing? Patrick's shy. He doesn't want to talk.
Oh, I think he'll come out of his shell at some point.
He's a little shy today.
To your point,
boxing. What happened to it?
I remember that's when we found George Frazier. Did you remember that?
Oh man, George Foreman.
Yes.
He won 68 Olympics, I think, and he was just this bruiser. And Ali was the gold medalist in 60.
Yes.
Right. I mean, but we used to know. I can remember the Montreal games. I think it was the U.S. team, and Sugar Ray Leonard was on that team, and guys like Howard Davis, and my memory's fading, but I remember way back then. You knew the Olympic boxing team, the Americans,
sure did.
And you had a concept because you would see a couple of great boxers on Wild World of Sports from Russia, or Cuba on the times that they remember the legendary Teofilo Stevenson from Cuba. And I was asking myself this morning, Brenton, I mean, you're learned as I am, we're roughly the same age. Did the MMA and all this kill traditional boxing? Because I couldn't tell you one American boxer, and that used to never be the case.
No. And as you remember, whoever did well in the Olympics, it was an easy transition from there to the professional ranks, particularly if you were a heavyweight.
If you were a heavyweight, and if you were a gold medal winner from the United States particularly, you had gotten so much coverage, fair or foul. It only took you 12, 13, 15, 18 bouts as a professional.
Yes.
And, I mean, they were throwing Sugar Ray in the ring to go win the welterweight championship, and he did, you know.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, all of a sudden he's fighting Roberto Duran and guys like that, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm sitting here thinking I haven't seen – it's still a sport, right?
Yes.
In the Olympics?
Yes.
Have you seen one bit of boxing?
No, not one bit. And really no coverage of it whatsoever. But, you know, to answer your question, Terry, I wonder if if at some point, what was the point to where we quit paying attention and people got caught up in boxing? There were so many, you know, that there were, it seemed like it was simpler back then when you and I were watching it. And then it got to be so many people were involved.
Yeah.
So many different tiers of it.
I think where you're going, you're making a really good point, I think. I want to say hi. Our chat line is open. Aaron says, good afternoon, young men. Thanks for the young.
Please.
But I think what you're saying plays into it. And what you're saying, I think, if not to put words in your mouth, boxing has always had an underbelly of seediness to it. And it's, you know, it was so easy to at times, here's some money under the table. I need you to go down in the third round. I need you to blah, 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 blah. With that, and there was always an underbelly, and it got really bad in the 80s. Boxing, the MMA took over because it's more brutal.
Yes.
And I think people like brutality. People like car wrecks, right? They slow down for car wrecks, and they like NASCAR. The combination of the 80s boxing got out of control, I think, worldwide. You felt like, man, is this a real match between the champion and the number one, or is this set up?
Yeah, well, and
then the MMA came around.
It is. But Terry, we could tell anybody who wanted to listen all the opponents of Rocky Balboa, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I think you make a really good point. And then this thing, the MMA, and you could say what we want. There's a lot of people, and maybe they're the vocal minority, but I think they may be the majority. I'm not one of them. I've worked the MMA stuff down in the arena.
Right.
There's a bloodthirst to a lot of people. I mean, a bloodthirst. There are times I've worked those events at the arena, the MMA, and I swear the crowd wants to see a leg snap.
Ooh.
They want to see an arm snap. They want to see a guy get hit and his nose go to the side. And I'm telling you, Brent, I've been down there for two of those big ones, the Dana White ones.
Right.
I'm not so sure the crowd would give a damn if somebody got killed in the ring.
That's awful.
Is that terrible to say? And I mean that.
Well, but on a lighter degree, isn't that what hockey fans want too? I don't think they want somebody dead, but they would probably love they love to see the fights. And they love to see what goes into that.
All that to say, man, what happened to boxing in the Olympics? Boxing was one of the, track and field, and there were two or three track and field events that were big. They all weren't. I mean, people weren't running to see the hammer throw or but I mean, the 100 meters, right? The decathlon, particularly the champion, the gymnast, boxing was right there, and swimming.
The people today, if you told them, are you aware of what a big deal Bruce Jenner was in his time? Would they know that?
They would. All they would know is Caitlyn, and I'm being serious about that.
And the Kardashians.
The Kardashians and Caitlyn had no idea that Bruce Jenner was a dominant decathlete. I mean, and when you win that title, you are considered and you're called the greatest athlete in the world until you lose the title.
And look, that there for a time, Terry, it was almost like O.J. Simpson and what we talked about a few months ago. And after the Olympics, was there anybody hotter in America than Bruce Jenner as far as an advertising?
None. People have no idea. You could say the same with O.J. at one point.
Yes.
Bruce Jenner, nobody. I mean, you pop up on that Wheaties box in the 70s, 80s. Hey, 70s and 80s.
Really? Yes.
You pop up on that Wheaties box
in
the 70s and 80s.
Right.
I mean, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever you want to call him or her, was all of Simone Biles. All of, more probably. You also had that whole Cold War thing going on, and Russia's not going, and the United States, and man, there was some of this, red, white, and blue. I've got a couple of thoughts here. Mike says a lot of the younger generation leans toward MMA because they think it's more exciting. They don't appreciate the chess match of boxing. Sometimes boxing, I do appreciate the chess match of boxing. Now, I've watched many boxing matches where they danced and they danced and they danced. And I get it. There are some football games that aren't exciting.
Yes.
There are some baseball games that just aren't exciting.
Yeah, like the Atlanta Braves last night.
Yeah. But he makes a good point. Also says, went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
That's what we mean. Absolutely.
Roy Jones getting robbed in Korea.
But Terry, is it because there's just not someone with that kind of charisma that we used to have in Ali and Frazier and Foreman and all that bunch? Could that and the other thing is we had a Howard Cosell that kept it going too, right?
That is a spectacular point, I think. I wish I'd have said that.
I mean, he irritated people, didn't he?
Well, Howard Cosell, late 60s, definitely all of the 70s and into the 80s, he was the sports voice in the United States. And he even permeated the internationally.
Right.
But, I mean, you could not get a bigger sports voice if you took today Bob Costas, rolled into Jim Nantz, rolled into Pat McAfee, rolled in. And Cosell was a big boxing guy.
Sure.
He and Ali were joined at the hip. They knew they needed each other. They used each other. But I think he generally loved boxing. But you make a great point.
Would anybody our age probably remember Down Goes Frazier?
Oh, the call.
Yes.
The great call, Howard Cosell. That's got to be one of the 10.
It has to be.
Down goes Frazier.
Yeah.
Down goes. The monumental Frazier Ali three bouts.
Yes.
But, boxing got so dirty and understood dirty and exposed dirty. And the promoters got bigger in a lot of cases. Don King, Bob Arum. Mm-hmm. The promoters were bigger than the fighters.
Yes.
And you went, wait a minute. If these guys are that big and that powerful and they're putting the matches together, well, hey, here's some. And so I think we're answering all of our questions. But I miss boxing. I miss boxing in the Olympics. They still have the white part. You got to hit on the white part of the glove. Remember all that?
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it really is.
No, I wanted to hit them like this. No, it's almost like the white stripe on a college football to this day.
Yes.
There's you may not realize this. There's a white stripe on two sides of the college football.
Yes.
Why? The NFL's a totally brown ball.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Well, and at some point we're going to have sensors in the football that tells us about first down mark.
One thing that's kind of exciting about the preseason, which is hard to say. By the way, if you're looking for a hangout preseason hangout right here Saturday night, get up to Twin Peaks and bring your gang. They'll take good care of you, I promise. One of the things to kind of pay attention to a little bit, how much information is the NFL going to let out about the experimentation with the, what do they call it, the Hawkeye?
Yeah.
They're experimenting with now, and how much are they going to talk about? I saw a blip back in February that said about the NFL, we're experimenting, getting rid of the old-fashioned first down. And it threw in there, we've had chips exploratory. We've put chips into the footballs during regular season games for the last couple of years.
Right.
And, I mean, I think you understand that. I went. Not that they're hiding. They can do anything they want. They're the NFL. To me, that was pretty cool. Wouldn't you love to see what some of the data is coming back? And there's going to be trial and error, obviously. There's going to be trial and error.
But Terry, if you've got the technology and the money and they've got both, shouldn't you get it right?
You think they've got both? Hey, let me tell you real quick. Stuff going on. There's always specials, always just a good time here at Twin Peaks. We're here every single Wednesday, 4 to 6 happy hour. Here's some of their Wednesday specials going on. $4.50. Your choice now. $4.50 on a Wednesday. Dirty blonde, naughty brunette, drop dead redhead.
That's just for you, okay?
And that's not Candy, Tori, and Susie.
That just has to Terry Norvelle written
those
all
are
over.
names of their drinks. Half price wine by the glass on Wednesday. But you can come up here and get a $4.50 dirty blonde, a naughty, and you see how it's spelled? K-N-O-T-T-Y. A naughty brunette.
Clever.
Or a drop-dead redhead. I know I'm not the first to order this, but you want me to be I don't want to be that guy.
Yes.
And go to one of our servers and go, oh, I'll take one of each, please.
I'm sure they've heard that before.
How many idiots have done that before? Brent, we're going to wrap up here, segment 1 here in a couple minutes. Patrick, hopefully he's on his way here, or we can hook back up with Patrick. He's having some audio issues. We've got to talk a little bit later. We'll talk with Dr. Aaron Bates at 5 o'clock. But my goodness, I know there's injuries everywhere. There's injuries in the NFL. There's injuries at the Jaguar camp. Nothing real serious yet. There's injuries around college football. Man, I hated to see C.J. Baxter news. The Texas running back blown 2 of the 3 major parts of the knee, done for the year. And remember Jonathan Brooks last year?
Yes.
I thought Brooks burst onto the scene and was the best running back in the country for a period. They lost him. Didn't you hate to see C.J. Baxter?
But to your point, I agree with that totally. People thought Baxter would be a top 10 draft choice and was the best running back in the nation.
He was a huge recruit last year. And remember, if you guys remember, it seems like it was eons ago, the wonderful Saturday night Texas-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. Brooks had not really burst onto the scene yet. He was the long strider that got hurt last year. Baxter, I think Baxter had about 50 hard-earned yards fresh out of high school at night in Tuscaloosa to help Texas win that game.
And if 50 yards in a game like that,
it was
make a lot of difference. It really
does.
150.
And word is, if you haven't heard, Texas camp has said that he has blown out I'm going to ask Dr. Bates about this, the ACL and PCL.
Ooh.
I don't hear those two together all the time.
No, you sure don't.
We'll talk about that. Obviously, the Montreal Johnson injury, but just a blow for Texas. Now they're Texas. Their roster is deep, but more, and this happens every year. This is nothing new, but gosh darn, I wonder how much longer big-time college football and the National Football League is going to keep going through these 3 weeks of bloodletting without saying, hey, man, if you just cut the practices down, you're probably going to cut the injuries down. I would rather my guy get blown out in a regular season game 2, than practice 4 of 3 weeks.
Well, and if you get hurt this early in the season like Baxter has, I mean, realistically, I'm not saying he'd be back for the playoffs, but he would be ready for spring and certainly for next fall.
One of you guys, it might have been you or it might have been Patrick, made a point off of what you just said. And that's one of the good things about these seasons are so long now.
They are.
I mean, you blow a knee out today.
6
6 months later, The season's still going.
I mean, the national championship game is January 20th.
Yes. You blow a knee out today in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is the first Sunday, that second Sunday now, I think, of February.
That's right.
I mean, you can go surgery, rehab, and be stronger than you were when you got hurt.
And at some point, it's going to be on Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mid-February.
It's going to be right before President's Day. It looks like that is definitely going to happen. A lot of news and notes we'll get to. Brent Beard's here for a good hour, and then probably a little bit more after we get through with Dr. Bates. Marcus Jordan, as we go to break. Yeah, that Marcus Jordan, Michael's son, one of his sons, has basically told Bronny James, hold my beer. Let me show you how this is done. We'll get to that story, a little fun story as well. Off and running here at Twin Peaks, double happy hour, tremendous menu. Make sure when you get the entrees here, they've got a bunch of entrees. You better be hungry because you get a lot of food at Twin Peaks. Beer now, I guess they heard me. We open up at 29.7. They're famous for 29-degree
getting
draft
colder
beer.
by the minute.
27.5.
Lord.
I told Patrick to work on that. I guess he did.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, when the sun came out today, we all could have been in that freezer for a few minutes, couldn't we?
27.4 and dropping. You want a cold beer? Get up to Twin Peaks here at the intersection of Kernan and Atlantic. Plenty more to go. Stay with us. We want to hear from your chats as well.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
Hey, back we are on a Wednesday, hump day. If you have to have hump day anyway, and I think we do, can we get rid of hump day? I don't think we can, but if you got to have hump day anyway, why not celebrate hump day at Twin Peaks? That's a sharp-looking blue shirt that Brent Beard is wearing. How about my blue? We're doing some blue here, aren't we?
Now yours looks like a Detroit Lions shirt.
Yeah, it kind of does, a little silver and blue, and boy, they were good last year, and I expect them to be good again this year. I think we've got our audio with Mr. Young worked out. I think it might have been operator error. No, it's me. That's why you always like to have another guy here.
You boxing me out, Terry?
Patrick, say something, buddy.
Were you boxing me out?
I hear you a little bit.
Are you boxing me out?
I hear you just a little bit. Let me see if I can turn you up a little bit. We'll get Mr. Young.
Terry.
Say, hey, Terry, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Terry, why are you trying to kick me off the show?
All right, you're rolling and rocking and everything. So, no, we're not, man. We talked a lot about boxing and the Olympics.
I listened.
Yeah. How about you? You got a blue shirt, too?
I do.
We all got the memo, didn't we?
You can never go wrong with blue.
Blue shirt guy.
Go wrong with red. You can definitely go wrong with garnet.
I don't know about that.
And glitter.
I don't know about that. Pat, we do still have a little Chinese karate movie going on with the mouth and the audio aren't on sync. Does that make sense, Patrick? So makes sense. You're talking. So listen, have good stuff to say, okay? Because we don't know how much we're getting of you. So have good stuff. What do you got? Give me some good news. What do you got? What's cooking in your world, Patrick Young?
Speaking to the football team, August 13th.
There we go. Nice. Day after we're down to Gainesville. You need to come to Gainesville with us, man.
I would love to.
Monday night, man.
I'm sure you have some great conversation with Spurrier. Some great.
We should. It should be a good time. We're heading down on Monday doing the show live from Spurrier's, and we'll tell you all about it as we go. Hey, let me get this fun story out of the way. Did y'all hear about and he really didn't call him out, but there's a big story. I don't follow like paparazzi enough. I don't know if you guys do, TMZ, the red carpet, and the celebrities, but Marcus Jordan, okay, Michael Jordan's son, pretty good basketball player, pretty good in high school, went to college, played, I think, at UCF, and, he was a decent player. Mm-hmm. He wasn't an NBA guy, a decent player. Right. He didn't embarrass himself. He's 33 years old. He is, I think, trying to show Bronny James how to be the son of a billionaire, okay? So maybe y'all knew this, but Marcus Jordan just broke up with his girlfriend. Marcus is 33, and he's basically a jet-setting playboy. He's the son of a billionaire. Why wouldn't you be right, Patrick? Why wouldn't you be a jet-setting playboy if you've got $1 billion behind you? So Marcus Jordan, 33, just broke up with his 50-year-old girlfriend, and she was pretty then. She was pretty. You guys have any idea who it was?
Larissa Pippen.
It was Larissa Pippen, the former wife of Scottie Pippen. And Patrick, Scottie and Larissa have multiple kids together. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do the math, but you got to believe that when Scottie was like a 26-year-old star with the Bulls, and he was probably married to Larissa, Marcus was probably about a 7 or 8-year-old kid in the locker room.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Bouncing on her knee. So anyway, that's only half the story. So he breaks up with her, right? And he's been spotted recently, and this is what Bronny should do. Bronny, give up basketball. You're the son of a billionaire. So he goes to the Cannes Film Festival, and there's nothing but pretty people over there, right? That movie place. You got to be pretty just to get in that damn place. So he's got a new girlfriend, and she's got some UNF ties.
Really?
He's dating 31-year-old Ashley Stevenson, who graduated from UNF, and she looks exactly like Larissa Pippen. They're both beautiful. She's 31, and guys, Patrick, she's described as an influencer. An influencer, Patrick. I'm not sure what she's using to influence the guys, but she's an influencer and graduated from UNF. He's messing around with a UNF girl now.
So does Marcus have some sex panthery he's using?
I don't know, man. But Patrick, isn't that what Bronny should do? Give up this silly basketball, man. Right? What are you reading?
Oh my God, I'm looking at her. She looks, they look very similar.
They're both beautiful. One's 19 years younger than the other one, I guess. But isn't that Marcus Jordan saying, Bronny, dude, you're the son of a billionaire, right? Go be the son of a billionaire, right? Patrick, I mean, I know if you're an NBA player, and I don't think Bronny is an NBA player, but if you're even trying to be an NBA player, I know there's some groupies and hangers on. There aren't the type of women that are over in the Cannes Film Festival.
No. Probably few and far between.
Patrick, looked like you were drinking some champagne there. What kind of glass was that?
My mom made a little sample of my dad's a terrible smoothie maker. Awful.
Yeah.
I think he puts taste as probably the 10th thing that he's looking for in making a smoothie. And I was just like, she's like, how can you make it that bad? Let me see if I can make something better. She brought this, and I was like, instantly, yes, I can drink this.
So dad's like a mad scientist when it comes to, he doesn't care about the taste. He's just a little of this. And
I guess he's got an iron stomach. He's one of those people that could eat the same meal every day. And
nice.
I don't know. It's just
nice.
He's different. My dad's different. Best way I can put it.
I think your dad. I've barely met your sister. Know your mother. Know your dad. I think your dad's the most mellow, calm one of the group. Am I missing that? He's calm.
Yeah. He's definitely pretty. He camouflages into the crowd. He fits in everywhere for the most part.
You guys, be nice to Robert. Be nice to Dad. God Almighty, they just kick Dad around. You know,
Dad doesn't listen.
He's the dad. He doesn't have
right.
That's your main job. Your main job is to listen.
Yeah, he's going to say,
that doesn't mean you have to do it, but at least you know what people are saying.
He's going to say, listen to this, Mr. 33-year-old or 32-year-old. I don't have to listen to you anymore.
By the way, speaking of basketball talk, what about Billy D talking to the Florida football team? Did you
hear about
that?
Yeah,
I heard about that. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure
what he say. What he say? Go win back-to-back titles and they'll love you?
Yeah. Yeah. He would understand that.
Hey, speaking of college football, the Seminoles practiced here in Jacksonville today. It was supposed to be at UNF on the UNF fields, right? But the weather sent them over to the Jaguars.
Yeah, it sure did.
Camp. Cool. Anything of news of note coming out of there?
Yep.
Seminoles were in town, Patrick Young. Seminoles. Those Indians are in town.
They come to Jacksonville every year, at least for a couple of days. Elijah Moore had a really good practice.
Chief Nakahoma
this morning.
Say that again.
Chief Nakahoma.
No, that's the Braves. Wrong Indians, not Chief Nakahoma.
Yeah, right. Good. Edwin Joseph, cornerback. Another guy who played well. Shaheem Brown, who is from Lake City. Local guy, you could say, has had a really good camp.
And it appears the Noles are going to go as far as they might have a really nasty defensive line. I think they've got the big. They got the big guy that transferred from Miami, Jackson.
Yeah, Daryl Jackson.
Patrick Payton. This is supposed to be his
coming out, shall we say, or continuation.
This is supposed to be his Jared Verse year.
Yeah,
right. He's supposed to step into Jared Verse. They got a couple other portal guys.
Joshua Farmer, one of those.
Farmer's been around, and they think he's ready to go. But it looks like the Noles. If they're going to be good again, they're going to be like the old Noles in the 80s and 90s. They're going to get after it on the defensive line.
I think for DJU, I don't think he has to be anything more than what he's been.
Yeah.
For this team to still be great. He doesn't need to have a Heisman-like contention year.
Yeah.
If he just stays solid, he can be check down Charlie. That's fine.
Yeah.
Got a great running back room. They always have a solid line. As long as he's not hurting the team's going to do, because their defense, their defensive line gets after the quarterback.
Yeah, they could be real nasty.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure about their back seven, but their defensive line. I keep throwing this out though. I'll tell you one thing. You better replace. Not only did Trey Benson make a lot of plays, I thought he was a star. Yes. But you know what he did, guys? Trey Benson, 2 years, but especially last year, he made a lot of plays for the Noles, and he did something that separates good players. He made a lot of big plays when they needed them.
Yeah,
Patrick, a lot of guys can take the counter draw and go 75 and rip it off into the end zone. And that makes the score 24-7. Mm-hmm. It was already set. What? Yeah. Trey Benson, he pulled them out of the lion's mouth a bunch. He was special. Yeah. Yes. I thought Trey Benson. Am I missing something?
No, you're not
missing.
He was
fun to watch, man.
Yeah, he was good.
He was instrumental in that the ACC championship game win.
He might, and I know they didn't get where they wanted to go. He saved their season.
He really did.
He saved their season.
Yeah. And by the way, Toafila comes back.
Yeah, Toafila.
He's a good back. And Roydell Williams, who transferred from Alabama, is going to be on that team this year.
Where did Malik Benson? He's a guy that transferred in the receiver.
Yes.
They think he's going to be a star.
Correct.
But they're like a lot of teams. Offensive line, offenve line, offensive line. How good is their offensive line going to be?
Hey, small transition. We didn't get a chance to get into it yesterday. Staying here with college sports. Want to see if you guys agree with I texted to you yesterday, Terry, that SEC top 10 quarterbacks in the last decade. And I want to see Brent, if you can guess. This is according to Roman Harper, the top 10 SEC quarterbacks of the last decade. You don't have to get the order, but if you can give me, I'd be really proud of you if you can give me 10.
I saw it yesterday, but I don't remember it, and I don't have it.
Same here.
All right, in that case, you guys are together then.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, easily. Mac Jones.
Okay, that's two.
Should have been on it, or if he's not.
There's two.
Okay.
Let's see. You've got Tua and Bryce.
Yeah.
Bryce Young have got to be on it, right? I mean, there's a national championship guys.
Yes.
Have there been some guys that just put up huge numbers?
Well, Stetson Bennett's going to be on
Stetson Bennett.
There's five. There you go.
Stetson Bennett would have to be there. Beck probably not because it's only been 1 year.
Right.
That's 5 of 10. Is that 5 of 10?
5 of 10.
Okay, well, what are we missing here? Obvious guys. We got most of the Bama guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's one on here that should be pretty obvious.
And this goes back to 13, 14?
The last 10 years. The last,
So the 2023 season to 2014 to 23.
That's before Cam Newton was before that.
Yeah, Newton was before that. Tebow was before that, obviously.
Y'all are close. There's a guy like those two.
Johnny Manziel.
No, maybe he should have been in this mix.
Well, he might have been 12 though. He was past 10 years. He was past 10 years. Who are we missing? Obviously,
but he was knocking on the door of that too.
Arkansas, Auburn, no, because Cam Newton's too. And Bo Nix didn't have big year at Auburn.
No, he
didn't. Big years at Oregon. Gosh darn.
I'm trying to think of Tennessee quarterback, and there really
there
really wasn't
not
one
in 10 years.
In that point.
There's one.
They have one?
Yeah.
Tennessee, who are we missing? Who are we missing that lit it? Would it have been the kid that came through here a little bit? They had the miracle pass in the end zone against Georgia. Who was the kid? He played for the Jaguars for a cup of coffee. Am I missing? Is it not him?
Sure.
The rocket scientist guy.
You're talking about
the rocket scientist guy.
I can see his face. It was Minnesota last year.
Yeah, wasn't Milton. There was a Tennessee guy in the last 10 years.
That's too far back.
Andrew Murray at Georgia would have been.
That's too far. That's too far back as well.
Too far back.
Yeah.
I love this, Patrick. Yeah. I love it. Patrick's trying to get me back for showing off in trivia yesterday. Remember that?
But we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're not bad.
You got 5. You got 5.
I'm stuck on the Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
You got a Tennessee guy. You got another Bama guy. Another Georgia guy. And another LSU.
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. He's not on there, is he?
No, he's not on there.
No, he wouldn't be top 10, but he was the rocket scientist, yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, he's real smart guy.
Guys, you're gonna be so mad.
It would be Jake Coker for
Can't be
Bama.
Coker, no.
He won a championship.
He was just a fill-in guy, though. I mean, he was just a system guy. I love this, Patrick. Hold on. The Tennessee thing's got me blocked. I think it's got you blocked as well.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on that.
He had an injury that affected him from probably winning the Heisman.
The Tennessee guy. Who are we missing? Just 3 or 4 years ago. What was that guy's name?
He went to the Lions.
I'm so mad at you, and you're mad at me.
Well, I can look. There are times when we can't remember what we had for lunch, but we've done okay with this so far.
You've done good. He was in contention for winning a Heisman until he got injured
at Tennessee. Goodness gracious.
He's a transfer.
No, we said Josh Dobbs. Yeah,
he was a transfer.
He transferred
into Tennessee, and this would have been what
before
Josh Heupel.
Last year would have been his rookie year.
This would have been Heupel's first year. Oh, did somebody come with Heupel from Oklahoma? No. Oh, you're making me mad, Pat. This is bad. Right.
All right.
One more clue on this guy.
I'm giving you some great ones.
Everybody's out there just saying, "What are these? These guys call themselves college football guys."
These are great. I think they beat Alabama. I think, at home. Checkers flag. Come on.
Well, that's only 2 years ago.
Black quarterback. He's a black quarterback.
Who was the quarterback 2 years ago in the missed field goal or whatever? No, the field goal at the end.
H&H.
Oh, Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker.
God, a transfer from Virginia Tech. I don't think he's one of the great quarterbacks in the last 10 years.
In my decade. I mean, he had a fantastic year.
Hendon Hooker. How many guys were out there screaming that?
Is that 6?
That's 6. I don't think you'll get, and he's number 9. They got him at number 9. They got Mac, and I actually would put Hendon Hooker at 10 and Mac Jones at 9.
Let me ask you this:
Mac Jones above number. We got a few more. Mac Jones number 8.
Patrick, we got a few more minutes here in this segment. The ones we don't have, were they just put up ridiculous numbers, guys, or did they also win something? If you know what I mean. Were these
one of them won something? So you got 4 left. One of them did not. He had a really good freshman year and kind of dwindled off after that.
Rattler.
No. So
okay. I thought maybe he had a huge first year before he got
Georgia. He went to Georgia. He was really good first 2 years and kind of just went downhill from there. And then
it went JT Daniels. Couldn't been him.
Oh, you're close.
Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
They got him at number 8.
Jake Fromm.
Number 7 is still in the NFL to this day. He's almost won a Super Bowl. He got paid a lot of money here recently. They had a flop of a season last year. They got knocked out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs.
Philadelphia. Your Alabama guy, former Alabama guy, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. And we got one more?
Two more, actually.
2 more.
The only good thing that's ever come from Mississippi State in the quarterback position.
Will Rogers had the numbers?
That's true.
Okay, is that it?
No, he's still there.
Okay. He had 3 huge numeric years.
He did.
Well, he probably did ultimately have better numbers than this guy.
This was a Mike Leach quarterback?
Yes, he was. No. He was a Dan Mullen quarterback.
Oh, the Dallas Cowboy. Dak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Rogers probably does have better numbers than Dak.
Stay there, Zach. We got one more, right, Patrick?
Yep.
Where does he rank on the list? Where does he? What number?
He's number 2 on the list.
Number 2. We're missing number 2 on the list of best SEC quarterbacks
in the last
10 years.
There's going to be.
This is according to Roman Harper, so this isn't like
What the hell?
This isn't coaches. This is not coaches poll or players poll.
All right. Are we? Did LSU have another guy?
They had a guy last year that was
obviously Burrow. Oh, Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
Daniels, who came out of nowhere.
Yeah. We were thinking like 8 or 9 years.
It was a stupid game, Patrick.
Down
Just
the road.
Absolute stupid game. Good stuff, Patrick Young.
We got
to
find that list. Got to find that list and do it for the ACC, and you guys get me because I was struggle big time with that.
You sent it to me, and I glanced at it yesterday. I remember you said it. We just never got around to it.
Never got around to it.
And I got to ask, what's going on at this table over here at Twin Peaks? Our girl is scratching their backs.
Yeah.
Is that all?
I think we should, in order to let the crowd, our viewers that know what's going on.
We got to get a camera.
Get over there, turn that camera around real quick.
We got to get a second camera if our tech guys will let us know. I don't know if I got another place. We do need a second camera. We really do. Let's take a break. We'll keep the college football talk going. Got another segment before the top of the hour, and then Dr. Bates. But, Brent, let's get into some other stuff with Patrick. Wow, you feel pretty big about yourself, don't you, Patrick?
I feel pretty good. You know, I didn't make up for it. Brent, you should have seen how bad I was in trivia yesterday. So
you weren't terrible. Hey, you weren't terrible.
I wasn't good.
You weren't terrible. We had on Tuesdays out at Hurricanes Jointed Creek, where we're at every Tuesday. They have trivia an hour after we go off the air.
Really?
So we've been sitting. His name is Patrick, and he sat down and threw us sports and non-sport. We did pretty good. We missed one or two out of about 7 or 8. We did pretty good. We did pretty good. Where's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
What's the new name of Big Ben Tower?
Yeah, I didn't know the new Big Ben Tower name is Princess Anne or Princess Elizabeth, or Queen Elizabeth.
Royalty, name after royalty now, Brent.
Elizabeth. You know? I threw that out, but
you cheater!
Yeah,
Brent didn't know that.
Would Aaron Rodgers' brother, who played at Vanderbilt,
he's not on that list?
No. Here's my question: does he think he needs to be on that list?
Jordan Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
And they're estranged, right?
Yeah.
They're not. Their family's really estranged.
Yeah, that's an odd thing.
Let's take a quick break. Come back. A few minutes of college football before we talk some sports injuries with Dr. Bates at about 5:05. It's a fun off and running Wednesday. You know where we're at. Our Wednesday home. The Young and Norvelle Show coming to you from Twin Peaks.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream Stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at BoldCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
It is a Twin Peaks Wednesday around this show, the Young and Norvelle show here on Action Sports Jax. Glad you found us. Remember, you can come out. We're on location every day of the week. We are all over the place, all over Duval. Please come out to our show live, or if you can't make it live, stream it. You know how to do it. The easiest way, go ahead and download the Action News Jax app and then click on the Action Sports Jax logo, and it goes right to the show, particularly during 4 to 6. I got development before we talk a little Georgia Tech football before the top of the hour. The opponent for the Noles, Patrick. So during the break, I get up and walk across the restaurant, go to the restroom, and it's kind of that happy hour shift change here at Twin Peaks with the lovely Twin Peaks girls. Patrick, I'm walking across the restaurant, and there are at least 4 beautiful Twin Peaks girls that I've never seen, right? They're just coming on, right? And if you like a bunch of hair and curly hair, they just opened up some door and they all just came out. Brent, did you see these girls with the curly hair? Unbelievable.
It's a plethora.
It is a plethora of a bunch of thick curly hair. And Patrick, I like thick curly hair.
I have a weakness for it as well, Terry.
Yes, you do. Brent Beard, Patrick Young, starting to look at Florida State, Georgia Tech, 17 days from kickoff. We've talked a lot of Seminoles earlier today in this first hour. Florida State should be nasty on the defensive line, looking to replace some skill position. Question a little bit at quarterback. Georgia Tech's interesting. Brent Key, year number 2. I think he came by way of Penn State. I think he's a Penn State guy. And Brent Key, brand new coach, second year, he's thought of as an up-and-comer. They did a pretty good job year 1 under Brent Key.
They really did.
They won a bunch of games, and they surprised some people. And you guys will remember this name. Their quarterback, Haynes King, who, by the way, led the ACC in touchdown passes last year.
Wow.
He was Jimbo Fisher's quarterback at A&M and kept blowing his leg out.
Yes.
Oh,
He was a big-time recruit. He's a long strider, can run.
Mm-hmm.
Also, their assistant head coach, I don't know what this means, and offensive coordinator, he's a guy named Chris Winkie.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's
Who
a
is
good
that?
boy. Yes.
Chris Winkie.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, how about former
Is he famous?
you start talking about hair and he starts brushing his hair.
Absolutely.
You see that?
Is Chris Winkie famous?
Yeah, really. He's not on that list, though. He'll be on that ACC list.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting. And Chris Winkie's a guy that has jumped in the coaching ranks, and he's been in the NFL here and there. He's put a good resume together. He's considered a pretty good up-and-coming coach and an offensive mind, and you got to believe he knows. I mean, it's his old school FSU.
Right.
That adds a little fun to this game.
It does. Look, Brent Key really – hey, greetings to the dog there.
Decker wants to say hello.
Yeah, well, good. Chino says hello, so that's fair.
What a cute dog.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm at,
Brent Key really wants to be at Georgia Tech. This is not a lily pad job for him. So I think that makes a difference. And again, their claim to fame is beating Miami last year
in that crazy
and that brain dead end of the game scenario for Mario Cristobal.
Guys, why is it? And I don't know the answer. I'm throwing it out. Georgia Tech, no, they're not a national contender, and they're not what you think of as a power, top 20 consistent power. Why is it, though, that Georgia Tech, with all their academics and all their – it's got to be hard to get guys in their school. It's Georgia Tech.
Sure.
Why does Georgia Tech, much more than a Vanderbilt, put a better product on the field? I wonder why that is. Aren't they comparable schools?
Yes. Academically, certainly.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know why. I don't know why that is.
And the other thing, guys.
I mean, Nashville is comparable to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta's a lot of talent. Big city. Nashville's a big time southern city.
My stars, though, if they just kept that talent, guys, within what? A 10-mile radius of Atlanta, they'd have to be good every year.
Yeah. But you wonder why Vanderbilt again, Georgia Tech's not winning 11, 12, 13 games, 3 out of every 5 years. I get that. But Georgia Tech has put a much better football product on the field, wouldn't you say? Certainly historically, but the last 40 years. And I don't want to count Georgia Tech when they were winning titles in 1920.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But the last 30 or 40 years, I wonder why Vanderbilt, are their standards that much higher than Georgia freaking Tech?
Great point. That's a great point.
And it's amazing they had James Franklin there at Vanderbilt for a while.
Yeah.
He did his best coaching job at Vanderbilt. He did a better job there than he has at Penn State.
And he parlayed that too. And I don't want to take anything away from him.
With the win over Florida.
With a win over Florida.
Yeah. Good point.
But
I remember
Franklin,
that game.
I do too. I was at that game. Franklin, to his, not to take away what he did at Vanderbilt in 3 years, boy, he caught the SEC East at the absolute perfect time.
He did, didn't he?
Georgia wasn't Georgia, and Florida and Tennessee were scuffling.
Right.
And not to take anything away from him, right? Isn't that fair?
And again, we're talking about Florida State. You start with Georgia Tech, then you've got Boston College on Labor Day night.
Yeah.
Look, the team they've got to be aware of, Florida State does, and people aren't talking about this yet, at Memphis.
I agree. That is a trap.
Memphis is
trap
a
game.
And look, Seth Hennigan, their quarterback, may be better than DJU.
Patrick, there are many lists out there, many preseason. The group of 5 has a spot.
Yes.
The group of 5 has a guaranteed spot in the
Number 12.
Right?
Yes.
They have a spot. There are many, many, many polls out there that you can read right now online that when they get around to who are the top 2 or 3 teams that are going to grab that spot, Memphis is probably the leader in the clubhouse.
Probably.
Wow, really?
They are good.
Probably.
They bring back a good team. That's Mike Norvell's former school, and that's going to be their Super Bowl. I mean, if Memphis
it really is.
If Memphis wins that game, and they maybe only have one other loss,
right,
they're getting that spot.
Yeah.
I think they will get that spot. Yeah, Memphis.
Do they have to win their conference championship?
I think it's highest ranked, but it would be hard to be the highest ranked group of 5 and not win your conference championship.
Right. Yeah. True point.
Right.
Good point.
But I think Memphis brings back players. I mean,
they do.
They're
They
good.
really do.
Is it Ryan Silverfield still there?
Yes.
Yeah. He was on
the staff.
He was
Norvelle.
Yeah. He was stay there guy. He was stay there guy. And
yes.
the transition, Patrick, has been really, really good. Now, that is going to be a hell of a game.
We haven't made a preseason prediction.
We need to. We need to go ahead and
we need to make a prediction who's going to make the 12 before the season.
How about next week? We'll try and put together who we think's, or maybe not the whole 12, but maybe who we think's Final Four, and who each of us think will be in the Final Four. And
honestly, I'm not going to lie, guys. I would not be surprised if Ohio State finally.
Boy, they're good. They're loaded.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They're loaded.
They're without excuse this year.
I tell you though, man, there are 2 or 3 teams right out of the gate that you can say roster-wise. I mean, Georgia's loaded with a roster.
Yes.
Oregon's loaded with a roster.
Yes.
Texas
Georgia has a better quarterback, that's for sure.
Texas, even with the injury today, is loaded. Ohio State's roster is ridiculous, and a couple guys came back.
Yeah. John, can you remember me leaves Ole Miss and goes up there.
The running back room Ohio State's got.
It's just ridiculous.
Is
really
ridiculous.
is.
And only one can win the championship, though.
That's right.
Only one can win the championship. Let's take a quick break. We'll let Brent Beard take a segment off. We'll come back, talk some sports medicine with our buddy. We do it every Wednesday. Montreal Johnson talk. Patrick, we gotta get Dr. Bates, the leading orthopedic surgeon in the area from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. We got to get him to read between the lines on this Montreal Johnson injury and tell us Gator fans some good stuff, right?
Yeah,
I think it's good
because Doc's works with professional teams, so he could give us some good estimates on what they actually mean.
I'm telling you, the wording coming out of Gainesville is interesting. If you ask me about the Montreal Johnson situation, we'll ask Dr. Bates that and a couple other issues in the world of sports medicine. Of course, that is sponsored by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. 1 hour down, 1 to go. Sitting here live at Twin Peaks. If you're in the area, swing by, say hi, and enjoy some great food and drink.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So
Feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at nimnickbuickgmc.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, there is the opening kickoff of the second half, the Young and Norvelle show. Of course, if you don't know, we're about 1 month into our brand new time slot. We are a 4 to 6 afternoon happy hour show, and we now have all 5 days sold out. Patrick Young joining me, Terry Norvelle. We're going to let Brent Beard sit this one out. We're trying to hook up with Dr. Aaron Bates and get into our Southeast Orthopedic Specialist sports medicine discussion, a couple of injuries we've got to kick around. And Patrick, do you realize we're a couple of weeks away from the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist? Their bumps and bruises clinics will open again when high school football rolls around. They open that wonderful service every Saturday, 3 different locations. Go get, evaluation. If you've got a bump or bruise, you're a high school player, high school athlete. That's a great service. Patrick, you've read some of the words out of Gainesville, and obviously, do we lose Patrick again?
Sorry, I had my thing on mute.
There we go.
There we go. To a local football game one day.
Yeah, they're fun. I tell people every year, do yourself a favor. I don't care where you live at. I don't care if it's Florida, Hawaii, Tennessee, wherever. Do yourself a favor. Every fall, go to one high school football game on a Friday night. Just go to one. I don't care if you've got a family member or not. Go to one. You'll feel better about yourself. There's just something about a Friday night high school game. Wouldn't you say that, Patrick?
Yeah, even though I didn't play.
Yeah, nor did I.
Still going out there to support the guys, and I actually remember in high school at Providence, painted up. I painted my whole body white because the football players on game days, they had to wear shirt and tie. So I did my whole body white and a black tie.
Nice.
And I can't remember who we played, but it was awesome memory, man. Like,
nice.
One of those things you look back and you might, as high school kids, obviously you do stuff that are quote unquote cringy from time to time, but sometimes you're like, oh man, I was a kid having fun. Yes. I'm glad I did that.
Hey, we're in our sports medicine segment. Dr. Bates could be tied up. We'll try and hook up with him. An injury I read about today out of the NFL. I can't remember who it is, but there was a diagnosis today, Patrick, and I'm being honest and serious about this. I haven't heard this description in a couple of years, and I'm like, where did the high ankle sprain go? I heard today an NFL receiver is suffering from a high ankle sprain. Patrick, I haven't heard that term. Did we eradicate the high ankle sprain? Have you heard that in a couple? That's all you used to hear was high ankle sprain. Remember that?
There's levels to it. Especially, I wish we had Dr. Bates on to talk because there's, grade 1, 2, 3 or something like this. Similar when we talk about AC joint injuries, there's a level of ankle injuries that does not require surgery.
Right.
And there are some that do. I think the further you get going, I don't know if 3, even my sister would be great to tell this, but there is some ligament either stretching or small tears. And either way, it's something that this guy is going to have to deal with the entire season because obviously a lot of injuries.
I hear all that, Patrick. But why haven't I heard the phrase high ankle sprain in I hadn't heard that in 2 or 3 years. You used to hear that all the time. Guys got a high ankle sprain, high ankle sprain, high ankle sprain. Where the hell did high ankle sprain go?
I think most ankle sprains.
Cup had one of those. Cooper Cup had a couple years ago. Yeah. And I think the guy that did it today is Josh Downs. I think he's the year 2 player out of North Carolina. Yeah.
The Colts guy? Yeah, it was Colts guy. Today. But I mean, just the fact that it stopped me in my tracks, I went, I'm glad. I hope we did eradicate it, but where the hell did the high ankle? Remember, Zach, do you remember every other injury was a high ankle sprain in sports?
It felt like it was a pretty prevalent. I'm not sure. I haven't dove into the mystery.
That one in plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, I haven't dove into that. I'm not sure.
I'm telling you, I'm glad high ankle sprain is gone.
Plantar fasciitis took over for a while, man. It was like you could see it everywhere.
I suffer from it with one heel. Patrick, I was going to ask Doctor about an exercise situation that I've started doing at the gym, and I want to get his opinion on this. I don't know if you've ever messed around or know what isometric is.
Yeah.
You know, isometric basically just means
ISO.
hold.
ISO.
Yeah, you just hold.
We've talked to him about that before.
I've started doing that at the gym, and I want to get his opinion. You know, a lot of people that if you don't know what it is, think about a plank. You know how you get in a plank position and you hold it? Well, that's kind of isometric. But Patrick, I've been doing it with all my other exercises as well. I'll do bench press. I do a seated bench press, but I'll do a seated bench press. And sometime, I don't do it every time, but like my last rep, I'll hold maybe for 10 seconds and I'll stop. And even curls, I'll do curls. And then my last rep, I'll hold. I've been doing it with every exercise. And I'm curious what he would think about it.
It's the time over tension concept where you're holding an exercise for an extended period of time to strengthen and lengthen. It's like you're strengthening while that muscle is stretching.
Okay.
Because the ways that I did it in the past, and this was pretty insane, because my strength coach was pretty he stayed up with the science stuff, the stuff that you're supposed to kind of do to prevent injury as best you can. He would have me doing 5-minute lunges on each side.
Ooh.
To strengthen the ankles, that back ankle, and then those tendons around the knees. Oh, it was awful, Terry.
Your thigh muscles must have been just barking at you, man.
Once you finish, like you hit that 5 minutes, I would fall over. There was no like standing. I fall over, then it's like, all right, man, time for the other side.
Yeah, your thighs must have been barking at you, man, after 5 minutes.
It's more mental than anything, Terry. To have that mental capacity to push yourself through and know, hey, it's like, hey, this is just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But there is a great benefit to that isometric, because we were talking about with I think Dr. Bates some months ago with Achilles injuries.
Yeah.
You know, those happen when there's a stretch in a position as it's stretching and pulling, and you're pushing off at the same time. And it can help to do some exercises where you hold that position and just stand there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can help. It can definitely, you're never going to be able to 100% prevent those injuries.
When I do the isometric at the gym, it really adds to my workout because, you know, you're just holding those muscles taut, you know, and when I do it good, the next day I'm more sore. You know, I'm not sore the next day because I don't work out that crazy hard. But when I do those isometric at the end of each set, if I do it for, you know, if I can hold for 15 seconds or whatever, yeah, I'm pretty sore. I'm pretty sore, which
without a doubt.
Good sore. You know what I mean?
I think the more you do things to trick your body, because sometimes your body can get used to that.
I agree.
So then you'll mix it up and maybe you can do high weights, low reps, or then low weights, high reps, and then you can mix things up to kind of trick your body from getting too used to a certain exercise.
I agree with that. I'll tell you one thing, Patrick. You've worked out a lot in your life. I've worked out quite a bit. I know this is a trick question because there's not one answer, but if you said, okay, you can only do one exercise and not weight involved, just your body doing it.
Okay.
Jumping jack or lunge or whatever. I still would put my money in the good old push-up. I think it's, you know, it's arms, shoulder, chest, the good old push-up. And that's part of my routine. I do 3 sets of push-ups every workout.
I'm trying to think, you know, because I love pull-ups, but that's not really doing anything for your legs. In that push-up position, holding that core, you're squeezing your butt, you're getting quads.
Yeah.
You're getting core, chest.
Yeah.
Let's see, other lunges. I mean, you're not really getting that much upper body.
Yeah.
You're not really doing anything with your arms unless you're holding. You said no weights.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Yeah. You know, your jumping jack.
You're not getting anything really with your arms when you're squatting with no weight. Great for your legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to agree with you, man.
Yeah. The good old fashioned. Now, I'll tell you, and I use this all the time. This was the downfall of America, and I don't know why it was changed, but the good old squat thrust, which they had to rename the burpee, which that's the squat thrust, right?
I wish it was called squat thrust again.
Why did they change the minute? Hey, 20 years ago, somebody decided we're not calling it the squat thrust anymore. We're calling it the burpee. That's when America went downhill. That was the downfall of America. Hey, that exercise, now that's almost 2 or 3 exercises in one, though. That'll beat your tail. I used to do those quite a bit. That'll beat your tail, man.
My strength coach had me doing burpees into a pull-up before.
Oh.
Like, bro, what did I do to you?
Oh, yes.
What did I? Yes. I'm sorry. Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
Hey, I want to flip this to, obviously, Dr. Bates is tied up with an appointment. I want to flip this to Montreal Johnson and some of the stuff we were going to ask Doc in case he still pops up, but I know Gator Nation might be curious. Patrick, and we'll welcome Brett Beard back here on the show as well. Guys, you guys read the reports 3 or 4 days ago. I think it was Friday it started coming out. Montreal Johnson went through a procedure on a knee, and he's week to week.
Yes, correct.
Several things I read between it, and I may be wrong, I'm not a doctor, but the way it was all phrased, to me, it doesn't sound serious. And the reason I say that, we don't know if it was a Friday injury, new injury. Was it a lingering tweaking of an injury? But the fact that they said procedure, not surgery, and the fact that they released week to week, not, okay, going to be out 4 to 6. To me, am I reading too much into this? I think that was as good a news as you could get, probably.
There's no doubt about that. Napier said today in his press conference, guys, that he was doing great. So,
interesting.
Now it won't hurt certainly to give Webb and Ball some carries, but look, Montreal Johnson's your workhorse.
But Patrick, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but did you interpret it like that? I've read a many injury reports, and I go, oh God, this 4 to 6. If we're lucky, that guy will get. To me, those were the phrasing makes me confident it's not a serious situation. I could be dead wrong about that, Patrick.
Maybe it is one of those things that they put. I guess you don't want to reveal all your answers, what's going on to everybody in public. That they have the optimism that it's going to be quick, but it could take longer. Maybe it could take longer because it's like, why? If this is a procedure he could have waited for, or could have gotten sooner, I think he would have gotten sooner.
Yes,
especially training camp coming right around the corner. It just. So it's like, I have to think something must have happened. Something must have happened here recently. But it's good to hear that he's doing great. I think with this procedure, he's probably on the bike already.
Yeah.
Nothing that's hindering him from moving that joint around. I guess whatever this procedure was, he's not immobilized or anything like that. So that is a great sign. But, he can't miss all the training camp as far as being out there and getting those first team reps.
He's Montreal Johnson, I think this is a correct statement, on this year's Florida Gator football team, and he'll be gone next year. He's going off to the NFL next year. On this year's Florida Gator football team would be clearly the closest coach on the field that they have on the roster because, remember, he is a Napier guy. Yes. He has been joined at the hip with Billy Napier for 5 years now. Mm-hmm. Louisiana, Florida, and Florida. Right. I don't think – hell, he may know the offense better than Napier knows the offense. I mean, and he's also your best by far last year and probably this year, by far your best pass blocking running back.
Which is huge.
And he's I think a big physical guy.
Yes.
But he's really good. ETN at Georgia now. ETN was terrible at pass blocking.
Yeah.
Just wasn't his thing. He was a little guy.
Not big guy, little guy.
Yeah. You get him the ball a lot, which Kirby would do. But by the way, you're speaking of Montreal Johnson. Could he be on the pitch count game 1?
Probably. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Go give you 12 carries if you can.
Yeah.
Very interesting though. I'm cautiously optimistic at the way all of this was phrased. And again, I'm not a doctor, but to me, it was phrased that way on purpose. And it may not be real serious. Maybe that's Terry Gator talking, Patrick, but we'll see. We'll definitely definitely see. The big news out of college football today was C.J. Baxter, though.
No question.
For people that don't know, catch people up on injury out of Austin.
Yeah, C.J. Baxter, the Texas running back.
Good player.
It very well may be the best in the SEC. It's certainly one of the best in the nation. Injury, MRI said it was the ACL and the PCL.
And PCL. And I was going to ask Dr. Bates, you don't hear that there's three major ones, right?
Yeah.
ACL, MCL, PCL.
Yes.
Pat, maybe I'm wrong. I don't hear those two together that often.
I don't hear PCL often.
Yeah, interesting. But, he got both of them, right? It sounds like.
Yes. Well, and hopefully, and Patrick can tell us more about this, but probably too, is hopefully there's not nerve damage involved with that.
Yeah, there's a possibility. There is a possibility of that, Brent. Great.
Yeah, that was bad news, man. This guy's a big time running back, and I know this is going back, and we talked a little bit about it. Together, it's still hard to believe that it's hard to believe that the
and these are the
Alabama-Texas game that night in Tuscaloosa was last year.
Yeah.
Feels like it's 5 years ago, didn't it?
It really does.
Didn't it?
No, I remember that thing like it was yesterday. That was awesome, man.
Feels like it was a long
Matt McConaughey out there with Pat McAfee.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. Come back. We'll start winding down the show here. It's a Wednesday edition. You know where we're at, of course. Our Wednesday home on the Young and Norvelle show, of course, is Twin Peaks.
We're going to push our temperatures up. It's going to be near.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, we just heard a moment ago from Dr. Bates. He was tied up. He'll join us in about 5 to 10 minutes. We want to definitely get his opinion on what we know about the Gator injury to running back Montreal Johnson. Terry Norvelle, Brent Beard, Patrick Young, Zach producing as always. We'll catch up with Dr. Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist in a quick moment. Guys, not a big topic, but I want to throw this out. We just started seeing now the Little League World Series, and this time of year, it's always all over the television for a good, week to 10 days.
At least, yes.
I don't know your guys' thoughts, and this isn't a big deal, but I've kind of soured a little bit on the Little League World Series from the media perspective. I've loved it over the years. I love when the final game would be on Wide World of Sports in the 70s.
Yeah.
Remember just the final game
yes.
on Wide World of Sports on a Sunday, and it'd be let me get Brent. Yeah, Brent, your mic's on, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, we hear him fine.
I can hear him.
We're hearing fine. But it was the final game. USA hopefully was playing Taipei or somebody, China, whatever. Nowadays, there's so much coverage. And Brent, Patrick, these are 12-year-old kids.
They really are.
And I get it. For every home run that walks off a Little League game, there's excitement and cheering. There's also crying on the other end. And that camera goes right in the 12-year-old's face. And I'm thinking, I wonder if this kid bit off this much, or did he have anything to say about this? This kid probably just wants to go get some ice cream.
Sure.
Right.
And they're throwing a camera in his face, or there's a temper tantrum going on. Am I too sensitive here, guys?
No.
I've kind of lost my feel
No.
for the Little League World Series.
The other issue would be now, how empowered are the parents?
Yeah.
Now, that would not, guys, that wouldn't be easy, would it?
I don't know, Patrick, maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but yeah, this time of year, it's turned my stuff. There's so much coverage of it now, which is good, but they've got to cover something. And again, they see the mob scene at home plate, and then they show the pitcher who's distraught on the ground, the shortstop who's crying. I'm like,
that's terrible. It's terrible.
I don't know, at the kids' expense. Another topic here: the Olympics, well underway, wrapping up on Saturday. Closing ceremony on Sunday.
Tom Cruise, baby.
Yeah, Tom Cruise should be a part of it. He's filmed something to play on. I can't wait to see that.
Really?
I wonder. I had an idea. Would it be better if there were 2 locations for the Olympic Games in 2 different time zones? Because the time zone difference hurts, I think, a little bit as well.
It would help the surfers.
But I mean,
in Tahiti, wouldn't it?
But I mean, being serious here for a minute, if you had, and now you'd have to still decide which sport is played where.
Sure.
But couldn't you, if you had 2 different time zones, wouldn't every night at 7:00 prime time in the United States, you'd have something to show?
Yeah, you would.
Right? Because 7:00 here is midnight there, right?
And I think even in doing that, Terry, it might even shorten the length of the Olympics.
Maybe.
Because this is it's pretty long. And
are the Olympics, are they too long, or do we have just too much coverage now?
That may be what it
is. Because
it's on all day long.
It's on all. I get
every night you get the Mike Tirico recap.
Well, that's where I'm going, Patrick.
Love Mike Tirico.
I get it that it's on. NBC has it, but all the other outlets cover it. So I think when I used to really like the Olympics, 70s and 80s, it didn't ever feel too long.
No. But
you had limited exposure to it. I think right now it's shoved down our throats. I love March Madness, and I always bring this up, but I don't want March Madness to go any longer. And the difference between March Madness 3 weeks and the Olympics 3 weeks, Brent, I don't know if you were here when Pat and I talked about this. March Madness is a wonderful 3-week event, but it's kind of long at the end. It needs to end. But you've got 2 separate 4-day windows of off.
Yes.
They don't play. There's downtime.
Right.
Weekend 1, 4 days.
Sure.
Weekend 2, 4 days.
Right.
So it's not hammered down your throat for 3 weeks.
Well, and I mean, look, except for the local news and maybe Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost on all day long, which I understand for some people that would be helpful, but to your point, there's no real break.
I'll tell you one thing: who doesn't like it? If there's any soap operas left out there on NBC, the soap opera women, if there are any soap operas,
absolutely.
Are there many soap operas left? Traditional noon to 4. I think there's only like 1 or 2. Remember, there were soap operas on every channel.
Yeah.
You remember that, Patrick? They were fighting it out, man. I was when I was a high school kid, a school kid. School kids watched soap operas because Patrick, we'd get home at 2:00. There's nothing else on.
Especially if it's raining.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to watch?
Yeah.
At 2 to 3.
That Stefano used to stress my grandma out, man, on Days of Our Lives every single day. Come home, he was plotting. He was always up to something.
Hey, Zach, I can hear your grandma. What the hell is all this running and swimming? Where's Days of Our Lives? Susie got caught in bed with John, who's married to Carol.
Yeah.
What the hell?
By the way, were you a Dark Shadows fan, by the way?
I didn't follow that much.
Yeah.
I
loved it.
I was
huge.
I was a guiding light guy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. From junior high on, you would get home in high school at 2:30 or junior high school, and you had ABC, NBC, CBS, and PBS. You weren't watching PBS.
Right.
That was Smart TV.
Right.
The other three had soap operas on until like 4:00 when Mike Douglas or Phil Donahue or Oprah.
Yes.
Kids watch a lot of soap operas back in the day.
What was Victor
Newman?
The
Nicky Darling. He's still going.
He's still.
Victor Newman
how old is Victor? Victor's got to be in his 80s.
Victor is still terrorizing.
Is he still the villain?
I think he comes and goes.
Yeah.
Nicky Darling. Nicky Darling. Remember, Nicky Darling. I'm Victor Newman. Patrick, did you watch a soap opera as a kid?
Days of Our Lives.
Nice.
Do
you remember any who were the big characters?
Oh, gosh. Hell if I remember. Whatever comes on, I think Young and Restless comes on right after
I think that's that's Victor Newman's.
Yeah.
Victor Newman's.
Right after Price is Right.
So that is still on. I think there's only like 2 traditional daytime.
Do you remember the World
Tour? Hey,
I think there's only like 2.
You got to be real pretty to do them soap operas, though, right?
Damn right. And Patrick, you've got to master this. Here's the great thing about the soap opera: as they're coming up to the end of a scene and going to a commercial.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. The freeze,
the drama
freeze, and then they fade out, right? Well, let me tell you something. The next time you do that,
he's being dramatic, Pat.
I'm okay with that, man. Those ladies that are on all of the soap operas, you're just like, gosh, where did they find her? Where did they find her?
Hey, and a lot of your big stars got started in soaps. I know when I was in
Stephen A. Smith had a little cameo, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was pretty cool.
Really, I bet it was.
Meg Ryan was huge on the one that I was guiding light. I think she was on the one that came after. Meg Ryan was huge. She was cute as a button when she was popping up on that.
You're right.
That soap opera. Let's take a quick break, see if we can hook up with Dr. Bates, and we'll have an extra long time with Dr. Bates. Patrick Young, Brent Beard, Terry Norvelle, and you. What is that? Southeast? Nice.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
That ain't bad.
He may be doing some. You call that dubs?
Yeah, dubs.
Dub it in.
He may be a jingle. You may be a jingler.
I think you're a star.
I'll make up a jingle for the Young and Norvelle show. I don't know if we want that or not.
I like it a lot. Let's take a break. I think this will be our final break, and we'll have a little bit extra time in case Dr. Bates joins us here with our Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Sports Medicine discussion. The Young and Norvelle Show continuing from our Wednesday home. You know it by now. We're at Twin Peaks.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville.
It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs.
Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Hey, final segment here, wrapping things up. Patrick Young hanging out, Brent Beard. I'm Terry Norvelle. We're live at Twin Peaks. Food and drink is flowing. Sunshine is out. It's always sunny here at Twin Peaks. Guys, got about 15 or so minutes. We hope to catch up with Dr. Bates, at least about the Montreal Johnson stuff. If not, obviously he's a busy surgeon, busy man. Brent Beard, you were saying something about happy birthday?
Yeah,
we got a happy birthday, Patrick.
We need to sing happy birthday because this is something Terry and I talked about months ago. Lee Corso
Really?
Is 89 years old today.
89 years young. How about that? Lee Corso.
Yes.
And still going to do at least one segment.
Yes.
Have we found out if he's going to be just from his home?
No, we don't know that. I mean, at this point,
89, Patrick Young. Lee Corso.
Let me say this. I don't think, Pat, well, they haven't announced he's going to be home and do it there.
Oh.
I mean, obviously he's going to be on location at this point. Hey, Pat, would you believe Lee Corso is 89
89,
years old?
Patrick.
89. I can't believe it. No, you're
How
right.
about that? He's been good for the game. Obviously, he lost his fastball a long time ago.
Sure.
Been real good for the game. He's the football version of Dick Vitale.
He
and
is.
Dick Vitale was great for college
I hope
basketball.
Dick Vitale, we can get him back for a little bit, man.
I hope so.
Even if it's one more game.
That voice of his has just been a battle, hasn't it? Having that cancer.
The thing that's happened now is he was going in today to talk to his doctor. They took out some lymph nodes, and there was cancer in one of them. So the doctor's going to hit him with like 40 radiation treatments in a short period of time.
And what does that do to your body? Just beats
yeah.
you up. You got to believe it. Hey, talk about anniversaries and things, Patrick. We talked about this on the show. I think you might have been with us.
Shoot,
Brent.
we're coming. What's today's date?
And 7th.
Dang, Terry, we didn't do like a 1-year anniversary thing.
Oh yeah, happy anniversary, Patrick.
Happy anniversary for the one year. Thank you. August 1st was our start date.
Speaking of anniversaries, we talked a little bit about this, and the NFL. They win at most of the things they do. They don't lose very often. But we talked about, the NFL has had for decades their eye on expanding globally.
Yeah.
And they've tried, obviously, the first place is to go across the pond, and London's the closest. London is considered Europe, right?
Yes.
And Europe is right there. And the NFL boys aren't happy about how they've yet to really make a big footprint. How about this? I found out this week in sports history, back in 1983, guys, we're talking 41 years ago, the NFL played their first exhibition game in Europe. It was played in London, and again, London's considered Europe. Think about how far the NFL game in Europe has not gone in 41 years. They can't be happy about that.
No,
41 years.
Tell you one thing I heard today that is really exploding, and particularly in the London area and in England, is flag football.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we know here, and our friend Gabby Rourke, who was a great player of flag football among 5 sports, who went off to Kentucky, it's exploded here in Jacksonville.
Yes.
And are you saying both sexes or just female flag football?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
I just heard flag football.
Have you noticed that, Patrick? Flag football, you see it more on TV? Yeah, I think it has exploded.
It certainly has.
It's blowing up. It's absolutely. It's so huge.
Yeah.
It's it's an alternative to having to actually play real tackle football, which I think is a great thing. Injury prevention, helping the game to grow. It's eventually going to be in the Olympics. It's going to be in the Olympics.
I bet it is.
In 28.
Is it going to be?
Yeah, it's 28. It's going to be in the Olympics.
And you know what? The NFL's experimenting with chips in the footballs. Put chips in the flags.
Yeah.
Put chips in the flag. You'll know when it's pulled, right? Hey, do you guys remember as a kid? I didn't play a ton of flag football, but when you'd play it in gym class or something, it was fun.
Sure.
It was a lot of fun.
Sure. And tag football was too.
It was a lot of fun.
Now, where flag football has really grown, to Patrick's point, is in the high school level.
Yeah.
Particularly with girls' high school football.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge with women.
I live right behind Fleming Island High School. They're one of the better teams in the state.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right? Hey, guys, wanted to switch gears real quick to Major League Baseball, get some news out. Boy, these final 50 games or so we're in. The Braves now, the Braves have lost 3 in a row. The Braves now, there are 3 wild card teams on each side, right? There's 3 division winners, American League, National League, and then 3 wild card. The Braves have been at the top of the wild card run all year, basically.
Yes.
Philadelphia's been a front runner, and Philadelphia's led their division. The Braves, don't look now, they're sitting at number 3, only a half a game ahead of the team at number 4. They're going the wrong way, man.
Yeah, they
the
really
Braves
are.
The Braves are playing right now. They've got a 3-game series, game 2 today against first place Milwaukee. And then the Braves have a nasty 10 games in 10 days out west trip. That's rough. Then when they get back, they have a day off and they play Philadelphia three times in a row.
Well, but they play Philly enough to where they can, if they catch on fire, they get back in it. Elder was terrible last night.
Yeah.
Their pitcher
Was it 10-0 last night?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
10-0.
10, and they really played well. Milwaukee is, and this is something Terry's explained to us before. Milwaukee is a bad matchup for the Braves.
Yeah.
That they do a lot of small things well. In the Braves, if you don't hit 3-run homer, it's like Baltimore used to be with Earl Weaver. You don't win.
One more baseball thing I want to get out and file this under the, I don't really understand why they do it, just because they can, but it was announced today that tomorrow the Braves, next year, the Braves and the Reds will play a regular season game in Bristol Motor Speedway.
Okay.
I don't really know why, but they'll play a game in Bristol Speedway. They're going to convert it, make a baseball field out of it. I don't know the reason why you play basketball on a ship,
right,
or hockey, indoor hockey outside, other than, well, it's cool,
right?
But why do that?
That's the only thing you can say. Oh, it's cool, it's different, something to get more people to come watch.
Well, was that where Tennessee and Virginia Tech opened the season years ago?
I'm glad you went there. In 2016. College football played a game inside Bristol's Raceway. Tennessee played Virginia. 156,000 people were in attendance.
Yeah,
right.
Really.
Now, the highest attendance formerly in baseball, an exhibition game in 2008 in the Coliseum. The Reds played the Dodgers with 115,000. They think this will top it, guys. I think we've got Dr. Bates coming on. Zach, let us know. I'd love to get him on for at least a few minutes about the Montreal Johnson situation. Looks like we're going to try and get him up here in a quick second. And Zach, if you can keep us updated. Okay, we're having a little technical difficulty. If you'd like to let him know, we can try it. We don't want to rush him through. We can either try it tomorrow or go. Obviously, he's a surgeon and he's busy.
Yeah.
And we'll get back with him a little bit later. But, yeah, they're going to play a baseball game, a regular season count in the standings, Reds, Braves in Bristol. Is it neat? I guess. Are those kind of things needed, though? I mean,
probably someone offered them a lot of money in order to do it. So, and a lot of public. Is that the opener or
no,
the first week?
I think it's going to be in the middle of the season. So I guess what do you just like a what do you call it? The tractor pulls. You just bring in a bunch of dirt, and then you got to get clay, or are they going to do some type of turf field? I don't know, but why go through all of that?
Yeah, it really does make you wonder.
I've never been to Bristol. I don't know if either one of you. Is there enough foul going down the foul line? I don't know. Why do it though?
It's not like your college team recruiting and you get some benefit out of it.
But I mean, why play basketball games on cruise ships? Well, it's cool. Okay, well, are we supposed to go play baseball in the middle of an airport next or a runway? I don't know. Pat, I don't know what you're doing. What do you got cooking there?
I'm writing some notes here. I was thinking about my talk that I'm going to have with the Gators and what's kind of kept
on next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, I'm a big kind of when you have these opportunities, because you can like have speeches that you memorize for the most part, and I've done that, not memorize, but I know the three things I'm going to say, the stories I'm going to tell, and because this is so special to me, being a Gator fan as a child, having a cousin that played there. Having a chance to go play their basketball, like this means a lot. And I was thinking about the word belief. Belief is something that everybody starts with. Winners and losers, before the competition starts, they all have the same thing in mind. We all start equal before that final whistle. And belief is something you have to constantly, it's not just the beginning of the season, because your beliefs get challenged.
Yeah.
Your belief in your coaches, your belief in yourself, your belief in your team. And I'm just thinking about, for these guys, you have to constantly make sure you're doing things that help your belief grow, whether that's encouraging your teammates,
like it,
staying together. And it takes courage, because what if the Gators get blown out by Miami game 1? Do they still believe that they have a chance to win more than, make a bowl game? You got to find a way to take action and have the courage to come back and say, you know what, I'm showing up tomorrow because I know we can turn this thing around. Your belief system gets challenged when you're playing football. I mean, in a lot of things, but especially between the lines on the football. Because, Coach Napier, he's going to have to question his belief in himself at some point this season. I'm sure he did last year. Keep showing up.
Yeah.
So do they believe the hype that they're going to average 5 wins and that's going to be it? Or can they, or do they believe in themselves enough to where they can win 7 or 8?
I don't know this, Patrick, but I think I do know this, particularly on the negative side, which you're talking about, negative press around the team, a team, a player, a coach. They can all say they don't hear it and I don't do so.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes, you do hear it.
Sure you do.
And you know why you know it? Because when it comes up, a negative connotation comes up to a coach or player, they say, oh, I don't do social media. They say that so quick, they do social media,
Absolutely.
right? They do social media. And Patrick, think about it. The social media when you were at Florida wasn't anywhere near as prevalent at all, right?
Not as bad. It was there, but nowhere close to as bad as this is.
But if it was, you would have been all over it.
Oh,
If I was at JU and we had all that stuff, I would have been all over it. And I might be reading some stuff about the terrible little second baseman at JU, but I would have been all over it, wouldn't you?
And the coach may say, I don't want you tweeting, but good and well, these players have friends tweeting to them.
Sure they do.
And sending them stuff.
Can't you like schedule a tweet to, can't you schedule a tweet to come out at a certain time? I think you can do that.
I think you can. I know you can do Facebook posting, schedule.
Like, I want this to happen at this certain time, but then it's like,
I don't know about that on the X.
Idiot, why would you schedule it so it comes out right in the middle of the game? So people are going to think that you're tweeting while.
Well, you remember, and I do agree with this. I think locker rooms should be sacred. Remember, there have been a couple situations, I think in the NFL, where guys are Xing or tweeting in the locker room
at halftime
and stuff like that, which I've never been big. I don't like the new rule. The NFL says each coach has to get interviewed first or second half in every game this year. I think there should be some sacred. I also don't think a camera should go in the board meeting of McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
I think some things should be sacred.
Yeah.
And I get it if you say, well, are these publicly owned companies? Or I get all that, but some things need to be. I don't think a camera should be inside your internal family world.
Sure.
Am I wrong about all this?
Yeah, there's a sacredness without a doubt, and obviously we want to, as fans, to be in there, but you can't. I think there is so much coverage outside of being in those moments in the locker room that we can respect. We should be able to respect the sanctity.
There should be somewhere, and I've always thought the locker room should belong. That's got to be the place that the player goes, man, I can go in there and I can talk freely, not worry, is there a mic, not worry if I said the wrong word in the heat of the moment,
But you know what? Teams have their own film guys that come in and, record the coach after a win or a loss when they're giving out game balls and talking about the effort, etc. So, it's kind of hard to peel back the layers there when a team is doing it themselves. But, with the team doing it themselves, they can say, okay, I don't want to post that. We don't need to post that.
Yeah. and do I enjoy some of the behind the scenes stuff, but I do think there should be a limit. I really do. And hell, we have 3 minutes left. We can get in this real quick. The most recent receivers thing, have you watched any of that? Last year with the quarterback.
You didn't like how the ladies were finding their camera, huh?
Yeah. A lot of these reality sports things, the quarterback from last year, the receivers from this year, I don't know if you've watched any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I watched most of the receivers and watched the quarterbacks last year. Those have gotten soiled now because nothing's legit anymore. They all know where the camera's at.
Sure.
They all put on events. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're having a birthday party because they know the camera's coming, and it's lost its innocence. There's too much coverage.
Yeah, Devontae Adams is having a party at his house, and guys like, oh crap, this is so nice. Who are you? Yeah, you don't know who Devontae Adams is. Come on, man. Really?
Speaking of getting in trouble because of the film, how about Hoover High School? Have you heard about that?
What's going on there?
Hoover High School, the head coach and the defense coordinator are on administrative leave because they've got film of the coaches tearing a helmet off a player, and then another coach. I don't know how you describe it. I don't think he was being violent with him, but that there were things on the film that were very questionable.
Was this from spring ball just a month or two ago?
No, this is like this week.
Oh.
This is like yesterday's week.
Oh, because I guess they're starting now. Yeah, high school starts early
high
in
school
August.
starting now. And look, Hoover is like what, Terry Bowles? Or
They were one of the first high schools that made the ESPN high school game, national game.
When Tim Tebow was at Nice.
They went and played Hoover.
Yeah, they sure did.
I remember, had the TV show, reality TV show.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I can't remember that coach's name, but I know he's still coaching somewhere.
Was Probst there?
Rush Probst.
Was
he was at Hoover.
At Hoover, and he's had a checkered past.
Yeah, that would be put it mildly.
We've got a quick moment. I want to throw this out real quick. High school football is interesting. They start so early. They're practicing right now.
Yeah, they are.
Before school starts. And I particularly when I worked at JU for 3 years in the athletic department, do you realize college soccer starts generally before the college season school year starts?
Does volleyball do that too?
I think just soccer. Soccer plays regular season games if you're on the semester system, which everybody is basically.
Right.
Soccer, they're playing games here in the next few days.
Sure
games. Games.
Regular season,
before they've gone to their first class.
Wow.
Did you know that 30 seconds. Did you know that schools on quarter system, and UCLA, I think, has always been one. If you're on the quarter system, you play like 3 games in football into September before school's even started.
Auburn used to do that all the time.
20 seconds, guys. We got to get out of here. I'll catch up with Dr. Bates. He had some tough situation connecting. We'll catch up with Dr. Bates with our Southeast orthopedic specialist medical report in a little bit. For these two knuckleheads, Patrick Young and Brent Beard, and of course our producer Zach, I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your hump day, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.